Starting the cocktail party in just a moment. Hello, my friends, and happy Monday. And welcome to day 11. I don't have enough fingers, so it's this many plus one more. So today we are going to be making cocktail earrings as well as dancing angels. So we are having a cocktail party of sorts. And I am, of course, your holiday cocktail bartender, but only when it comes to earrings. And so we have 3 different pairs of earrings and 1 pair of snow angels. So let me show you what we're making. Oh, you know what I forgot? Actually, I will ask Tony to go and grab. I had every intention of bringing the other cocktail earrings that we have, like the martinis. Yeah, we have some really, really fun martinis.
So is the kit or the actual samples?
Yeah, let's go for the actual samples. That's always a lot more fun. So yes, we actually have quite a few more of the cocktail earrings, but in the meantime I will show you the earrings that I have right here in front of me and the earrings that we are going to be creating. So starting with Gold Royale. This is the Gold Royale. Obviously it is gold. And I believe, let's see, what is in the Gold Royale? I want to say it's champagne and something else. So if you know, let us all know. If you have any favorite cocktail recipes for the holidays, please feel free to share. And next, I have Blue Lagoon. And here, let me show you. See, I have a little cherry on top of it with a Twizzler, and they're all constructed fairly similarly, but each one has a little something different about it. So obviously these have the little condiment and the Gold Royale does not. So I will show you exactly how to do all of this. And then we have Purple Passion. This is Purple Passion.
Jolene says hello.
Hi, Jolene, and thanks for joining us. And finally, we have the Snow Angels, and they are dancing angels. I was kind of going back and forth about doing dancing angels this time, but you know what, then I saw these little snowflakes and I thought, let's make some snow angels. They're just so fun. So anyway, all of this is very, very quick, very, very easy because no one has a lot of time around the holidays. So let's make it happen. Oh, but wait. I am going to show you the other cocktails that you might possibly find. In fact, very likely you will find these in the Etsy shop. So these are Santa Claus Napolitan. And of course, one of my personal favorites is the Peach Bellini. I'm a very kind of sweet cocktail sort of girl, so I do enjoy a Peach Bellini once in a while. And then we have Lemon Drop. Let's grab our lemon drops. So these are the lemon drops.
Kathy H says, I'm here. I'll try to stay.
Hi, Kathy. I'm glad you're here. And of course, stay, please. And next, we have Midnight Kiss. So this is Midnight Kiss. Why do these two look? Oh, okay, there we go. They are the same bead. And then, of course, during the holidays, you have to have a little eggnog, right? You know, that very festive eggnog with a little cinnamon stick in it. Can you guys see the little sugar cube and a cinnamon stick? And here is the other eggnog earring. And this is, what is this? Is this the grasshopper? I think this is the grasshopper. And then one more. This is my other favorite one. Like in real life, I don't really drink martinis, but I love, actually no, I do. I just remembered. I do like a dirty martini occasionally. So these are my dirty martinis. These are, see the little olive with a little pimento? There you go. That's a dirty martini. So I told you I was going to be your holiday bartender, and I am. All right, so today we are making the Gold Royale, the Blue Lagoon, and the Purple Passion. And of course, you know, that's why the angels are dancing, because, you know, they've had a cocktail or two and they're a little happy and they're dancing. So, you know, I feel like there should be a joke in there somewhere. A snow angel walks into a bar. You guys can finish it. I don't actually have a joke. I don't know. I'm just making it up because I'm happy and silly. Okay, my friends. So let me move some of these and we will make some fun earrings for the holidays. And you know, those friends who have everything and you just don't know what to give them, well, I bet they don't have cocktail earrings. So you just found the right gift for them. Or for yourself. Okay, so we're going to leave these. And so my plan is I'm going to show you how each one of these stacks, and I will point out all of the differences, but we're not necessarily going to finish every one of them, but I will show you how to make a wrapped loop, which is going to finish everything. So all will be revealed. And we are going to start with Gold Royale. So for Gold Royale, I used these lovely little bead aligners. I don't know if you guys remember the bead aligners. Well, let me tell you, about 10, 15 years ago, these were all the rage. These were actually created for lampwork. For lampwork beads, you know how lampwork beads are, and they have larger holes. So this little thing is meant to go inside a lampwork bead and align it with your other beads. However, what I found is that it makes a perfect little base for these types of earrings. Sadly, I found out that I really like these for the earrings when I'm pretty much down to very few bead aligners. Oh well, we're just going to enjoy them with these earrings. I don't know that I'll ever be making another one like this because I don't think we can get bead aligners ever again. So we drop the little cup bead and ta-da! And I forgot to talk through this. So we have the bead aligner, Then we have 3 of the Swarovski, and yes, these are still Swarovski. And these are 3 little bicones. And then I have the cup bead. And that is the entire stacking order. So for now, I'm just going to leave this right here on my desk. And in a few minutes, we will figure out how to finish it. Okay, so then I have my purple passion earrings. And there's just a little bit more to the purple passion. And that is because there are a couple of fun little condiments. So we're going to integrate them into the earring. So we are going to string our lovely sparkly rhinestone rondelle onto the head pin, just like that. And then, much like before, we are going to pick up 3 little Swarovski beads, bicones. Again, these are 3 millimeters. I usually use 3 millimeters for the stem. And then we add the cup bead. And we're just going to set it aside for now. And I'm also going to set aside a little sugar cube. And we'll just call this, well, this is actually a cube. So I think of it as a sugar cube on the side of your cocktail. And this is a little 3 millimeter bicone in plum. Well, actually it's an amethyst, but I think of it as some type of interesting fruit. Maybe it is passion fruit, given that this is purple passion.
Yolanda says, hi, Irina and Tony and all. I've been missing the live broadcast.
Hi, Yolanda. Well, first of all, I'm so happy that you were able to join us today. Welcome back. And, you know, if you want to be notified about live broadcasts, it's a super good idea to click the little bell. So, you know, ring the bell, ding, ding, ding. And then hopefully Facebook will be so nice as to notify you when we are about to go live. But yes, today is actually day 11 of our 12 days of Christmas. And if you weren't able to watch the previous broadcast, you can always go back and watch. Of course, you know, it's not the same as watching it live, but still, it's still fun, you know. Okay, my friends. And next, we have our next earring, which is Blue Lagoon. And Blue Lagoon starts out with one of these absolutely gorgeous marguerites. And yes, this is still a Swarovski marguerite. And next, we are going to pick up 3 of the 3 millimeter bicones and a cup bead. But this time, we're going to add something else, and I'll show you why. If you look at this bead, you'll see that it's concave. It's there's like almost like a little bowl. And so in order to be able to wrap the wire very easily when we make our wrap loop, we're also going to string on this little spacer. And the spacer is really fun. It kind of reminds me of bubbles in a carbonated drink. So it's like, you know, you have something bubbly in your Blue Lagoon. So we're going to set this aside right here. And we're going to save a little cherry to put on the side. And we'll just remove all these other little components. That's for the remaining earring.
Melanie says, hello, everyone.
Hi, Melanie, and thank you for joining us. Okay, my friends, so I'm going to start making, finishing these actually. So they're all going to be finished with a wrapped loop. And we're going to start with the Gold Royale. So this is really the most straightforward one. So we've strung all of our little beads on the head pin, and this is a nice long head pin, so it's going to be very, very easy to wrap. And, and you know what? Instead of my chain nose pliers, I grabbed 2 round noses for some reason, but that is okay because I have a chain nose in this room, and Tony is about to grab it for me. So, tools are important, and thank goodness we didn't have to go very far for these. Okay, so what we're going to do is simply make a 90-degree angle like we always do whenever we're about to make a wrapped loop. And I'm going to use my round nose pliers. I'm using round nose pliers rather than a bail making pliers because I don't want a very large loop. So let's make that little loop about 3-4 millimeters in diameter. And this is what it looks like before we wrap it. And now I'm going to hold on to the loop with my chain nose pliers and simply wrap into that opening that I left before I made the 90-degree angle. And that's it. So Gold Royale, I kept it really simple and classic. And we are just going to cut off the remainder of the wire because we're not adding condiments to it. But should you decide to add something, that is fine. You can always do that on your own because you do have enough length in the wire. So this is what it looks like. And now all we have to do is just grab our little ear wire, use our chain nose pliers to open the loop to the side, connect it to the loop on top of our little tiny cocktail, and ta-da! What do you think? How fun, right? Would you wear this to a holiday party? I would. Tony, would you wear it?
I'd probably wear the dancing angel.
The dancing angel. I think this is
or the
for you.
snow angel.
The snow angel. Okay. He likes the snow angel. Well, I do too. Okay, so now we have our purple passion. So we're going to start very, very similarly. But we have to keep in mind that once we make our wrap loop, and I'm making it right now as we speak, once we make our loop and we wrap it, just remember not to cut, a little more centered. Let's see if I centered it okay, and it looks fine. So once you have the loop, again, we're just going to hold on to the loop and just by hand wrap right into that little opening I left. And this is just like any opening that you leave when you're about to make a wrapped loop. For those who are a little bit new to wrapped loops, I will just tell you this is about 2 millimeters. And so you have this long piece of wire. And so what we'll do to replicate my little purple passion earrings, I'll show you. I have a little teeny silver bead because, well, number one, that is all that fits. So that is my 11-0. And let's pick that up. Then I have the sugar cube. And that is a Miyuki cube. I want to say it's 2 millimeters. And then I have a 3 millimeter amethyst condiment. I don't know what kind of, let's give it a name. What is it? It's not, maybe it is a plum. I don't know. What does one put on purple passion? I've seen it with lemon, but obviously this is not. I'm just going to say it is some type of a sugar plum.
Yolanda says very cute.
Thank you so much, Yolanda. So now I'm using the very, very tip of my round nose pliers to make the tiniest little loop and cut off the very end of the wire, cutting off essentially everything that is not curved. So we want this nicely curved, so anything that's straight we're going to cut off. And now we are going to just hold inside of the loop and make a fun little decorative Twizzler. Wait a minute, is it called Twizzler? Twizzle stick? I don't know. You know what? Now I'm really doubting myself. What do you call the little stick that one puts in a cocktail like that? Maybe I'm thinking something entirely different. But anyway, this is what my purple passion looks like. But of course, we are going to put it on an ear wire because, you know, we want it to be an earring. And close the loop and done. What do you guys think? All right, so 2 down and 2 to go. So next we have Blue Lagoon. And we have already pre-strung all of the beads. So now Tony has some wisdom for us, ladies.
I have some wisdom from Sue. Our Sue, teacher Sue.
Hi,
She says it's a twizzle stick.
Twizzle stick. Thank you, Sue.
Oh, swizzle stick.
Oh, swizzle stick.
Okay, so Sue says, the Google says swizzle stick. And Sue says twizzle stick. I think either.
You know what?
It depends on how many you've had.
Exactly. You have a few more and then a schnizzle stick. I promise I haven't had any, not yet. Okay, so we are going to do the very same thing with our Blue Lagoon earrings and hold on to it. So this time, this is just a little bit different because you're actually going to angle your chain nose pliers inside of the cup. This is so that you don't leave too much room for the wrapped loop. So once you're holding on to the wire, we're going to make a nice 90-degree angle, and there it is. And now we are going to make, you probably guessed it, a wrapped loop, because that's all we're doing today. We're just making wrapped loops and maybe sometimes little spirals as well. So while I wrap this little wrapped loop, and obviously, again, I'm just going to add a condiment once I wrap into the little space. So this one may feel just a little bit more awkward because you're wrapping down. But I was going to say, while I finish this earring, please let me know what your favorite cocktail is. Either just in general or maybe, you know, seasonally. Like this time of the year, honestly, this time of the year, I only drink hot drinks. But in general, I really really like a good margarita. So here is a little cherry on top of your drink. And you know what? I just noticed that my loop is just a little bit asymmetrical. So I just tweaked it and now it's all good. It's very simple. You know, if your loop is not entirely symmetrical, just put it where it needs to be. Okay, and I almost went up and then I remembered that I really like these going in the other direction. So I'm just making a nice little tiny loop. And again, we are going to use our cutter and maybe I'll make this loop a little bit tinier like that. And you know, I almost kind of like it sticking out like this because on some of the other drinks I had a little bit more, like a little cinnamon stick. On this one I don't, but it's up to you, I guess. You can either leave it longer or you can make this little tiny spiral, and there it is. There is our drink with condiments and all. And of course, you know, just for consistency's sake, I am going to put an ear wire on it. And now it is wearable. Okay. And so now that we've had 3 cocktails, we're going to make the snow angels. So let's get all of our goodies for the snow angels. And by the way, while I'm doing this, I will also tell you that tomorrow, probably already know, is our last day, our day 12 of 12 days of Christmas. So if you have requests, tomorrow I'm showing components, and we pretty much have already put together a little collection of components. But if you have favorite components that you would really like to see in that lineup, please let me know. Okay, my friends, so the angel earrings, the snow angel earrings, are just a little different because we're not starting out with a head pin. We are starting out with 22 gauge wire. So if it makes you happy, you can cut it in half, or if it makes you happy, you can just work with the long wire. And normally I do, but today I cut it in half. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by making the loop that goes through the snowflake. And for that, I'm going to make a 90-degree angle, approximately 1.5 inches from the end. And this is going to be a slightly larger loop because it has to go through the hole in the snowflake. And the snowflake is a little bit, you know, it's a little bit dimensional, so it has to be a larger loop. So I am using my bail making pliers, and this is the medium bail making pliers, and I'm using the small side of the bail making pliers. And so there's my loop.
Yolanda says, oh, pretty.
Thank you so much, Yolanda. I love it when you guys give me a little feedback. So now I'm opening the loop just as if it were a jump ring. And we're going to string the little snowflake right onto the loop. So this is what it looks like. And I'm going to grab my chain nose pliers again and hold on to the loop as I wrap the loop. So just a couple of little coils should be enough. And we are going to cut off any excess wire. And of course, I always hold on to the wire so that it doesn't fly and hit somebody in the eye, either me or someone else who might be holding the camera. Okay, guys, so this is what it looks like. And then we are going to pick up an 11-0 seed bead. And so let me show you. This is where the 11-0 seed bead is sitting, right beneath the pair of angel wings. So here we have our angel wings. And okay, you know what? Let me show you the angel wings. So do you see the fairly large hole in the angel wings? Which is why I like having an 11-0 seed bead on both sides of this component. So I have the angel wings on, and now I have another seed bead. And now we're going to find our sparkly little angel head. And this, of course, it's pretty diminutive. It's a 4mm Swarovski round. And finally, every angel needs a halo. And this is a 4mm rondelle. And one more seed bead. And the reason you have the one more seed bead is because without the seed bead, you would be wrapping down because there's a little bit of concavity in the rondelle. So now it's just business as usual. Make a 90-degree angle. Use your round nose pliers to make a loop, just as before. And wrap the loop while holding with our chain nose pliers. Once you have filled that entire, maybe one more coil. So once you have filled that entire little opening, we are going to use our cutter and snip off any excess wire, and always tuck in the and. So that little and, it should never ever stick out. And here is our angel. And of course, we are going to put an ear wire on her so that she can be worn. And that is it. So we just made 4 pair of earrings. Well, technically we only made one of each, but you know how to make the other one. So let's make some earrings. What do you guys think? Do you have any questions? Any favorite drinks? Stories? Do you want to do a little dance? Sing a little song? Well, in that case, you'll just have to come in person. Okay, my friends. So I'm actually going to move the pieces we just made. And this way I will, oh, you know what? I was going to say I'm going to give you a little preview, but I don't really have anything for my preview. I didn't grab anything for the preview. So I will just tell you what the preview is as I play with my earrings. So tomorrow, as I mentioned, we have our last day of 12 days of Christmas. And so tomorrow, my plan is to show you all sorts of fun, festive components. These are going to be similar components to what we have used in in these projects from the previous days of 12 Days of Christmas. And I will have some inspiration samples for you. So that is going to be tomorrow, Tuesday, December 9th at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then this coming Friday, December 12th, we're going to have Black Friday Part 2. And so that is going to be more deals, more steals, a lot of gemstone, a little bit more glass, and some really fun surprises. And the Etsy shop sale in my Etsy shop starts on Friday. So this coming Friday, December 12th, we are going to start a big sale in my Etsy shop. And that, of course, is going to be on my fine silver pieces, as well as anything that is in my Etsy shop, like sterling silver chains, and whatever else I have in my Etsy shop. Okay, my friends. So this was fun. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for your comments. I love it when you say hello. I also really love it when you give me suggestions. So if you have any, you know where to find me. In the meantime, I will see you tomorrow night at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time right here. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful and creative evening.